Hey everybody, Kane here, and welcome to another video of Art of Conquest. In this one, we will continue talking about dragons. So, I have a different build on a dragon, but before I let you in on that, I have to let you know that most of us, myself included, as well as many others, have to work towards a frontline dragon. We have to. Like, that dragon has so many buffs, so many debuffs, utility, all that kind of stuff, and he also has to be in the front line. But in the front line, that dragon is very susceptible to damage, meaning you have to make him an incredible tank while also one of the most important things on the field. But if you do make him one of the most important things on the field, but you don't make him incredibly tanky, he's gonna be dying in 6 to like 7 or maybe 8 seconds, right? So I'm not able to have a Dragon Shadow or a Soul Link as a second ability towards the dragon's tankiness. I would want Dragon Shadow and Soul Link, but I don't have them. And of course, I even tried Draconic Protection 50 while removing one of these tier 14 buffs in terms of either destruction or affliction, and that only really added about 1 or 2 seconds in some cases to my dragon survivability. So the protection 50 plus dragon scale only kept my dragon alive for about 7 to 8 seconds as like a minimum in some PvP. Usually it was like either drag plus Lee one-shotting it or Lee one-shotting it, so still susceptible to a lot of damage. And majority of my PvP pretty much ends when the dragon dies in, the first few seconds. So I've kind of wanted to test out on my main Azure Dragon, which had mortal demise. But the thing about that is I didn't know that these abilities were locked. Whenever now you put on a greater ability, and instead the wheel goes just on the basic abilities, right? Just on the basic abilities. I mean, I would have asked them to, instead of locking the greater abilities on the dragon, to lock the friggin' hero predation. But it just so happened, and I messed over my, I guess, immortal demise Azure Dragon. So I didn't have divine eggs. I tried on the legendary eggs, and the best thing, or the best, I guess, backline dragon build you can have is an Azure Dragon, but I don't have it even to show. Basically, the concept is what dragon. I think I kind of forgot the person who showed me it, but it was an Azure Dragon in the backline with abilities similar to what a Graviton Search provides. Like, they have about 2 to 3 second cast time and a couple of abilities of an Azure Dragon. I think it was its ultimate and the special ability where it fires Glacier or like 3 huge procs of ice damage or whatever. Dragon has to cast it and then it stays in the backline. Now, if you have the Cosmic Storm, I do believe the dragon casts it and stays another like 1 second or so. And if you have a Dreambreaker, a greater ability, dragon also has to cast it. So essentially, that dragon in particular was able to stand in one position for about 10 to 20 seconds in the backline, not proccing any invincibilities and stuff like that. And essentially, the PvP was able to go on and, be done rather quite easy. So I kind of decided to go for maybe something similar, and I guess I somewhat succeeded on it, but this is an Onyx, of course, so this is not gonna make the dragon stay in the backline for a very long time. So you have to be mindful of that. So we're gonna showcase some of the PvPs and what kind of happened on it. But again, do keep in mind, do not mess over your dragons. If you have them, just try to get the abilities to make the dragons tankier. Aside from that, most of us, again, many of us, will have to work to make these dragons in the front line. We will have to. There is no other exception at the moment. So something like this is out of the meta sort of thing. It's not going to make your field very powerful. Again, I have to clarify. It's not going to make your field powerful. It's going to make, if you have very good heroes, some breakthroughs, etc., it's gonna make you able to PvP and not just get obliterated by everybody. So again, be mindful of that, that this is not going to make you like incredibly more powerful. It's just going to make you able to do something. So, as you can see, the dragon casts the black holes and he stays in the backline for 3 seconds. However, after like 3.5, there was a hero that walked towards Talk. I have an hourglass on Talk, by the way, so he's not gonna die for a minimum of 10-20 seconds, and in many cases, he even survives entire battles with that hourglass, because by the time he knocks those invincibilities and dragon invincibilities, everything around him is dead, right? So, aside from that, the dragon remains in the backline. A similar thing still happens in terms of burst versus burst. So, I have a battle I'm gonna go into in just a second. So, this was a draw that I had. It was burst versus burst. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we got the 0.5 speed. We're gonna retry because it's gonna remove a tiny bit of lag. So again, have to clarify, my Talk has an hourglass. I'm gonna maybe try out Rose in there, see how that performs. So what happened is the dragon was casting and he got stuck, right? Like he's not doing anything at the moment. He's not being hit by anything. The enemy Avrils have to cast on this clump of heroes, right? And like this is DPS. They don't have resources to focus on here. If he focused on this clump, like this clump would have just cleared everything. So essentially, it's like giving a person a choice, right? Like if the dragon was frontline, he would only need to cast Avril on the frontline and he either kills the dragon or the heroes, etc., right? So he did manage to kill some heroes of my burst. I managed to kill most of his heroes on his burst. And then we had left a couple of heroes who kind of were not able to clear that stuff. But do keep in mind, this guy has, I think, Dragon Scale, Dragon Shadow, and Protection 50 on his dragon. So that is the thing. Like, his dragon is able to survive a very long time. I don't have the necessary skills required to make my dragon survive as long. So that is the sort of difference between a backline dragon and a frontline dragon. So because his dragon is able to survive for so long, he's proccing a lot of debuffs on this clump of heroes. A lot of debuffs. He's likely stunning some of the backline heroes, probably I think even stunned Valerie or my Avril because I wasn't able to cast it as often as I kind of wanted to. So again, you have to keep in mind that a frontline dragon, well, like we have to work towards having one. But if my dragon in the front line gets obliterated in like 5 seconds, this is somewhat of a way I am able to make something work, right? Something. Not incredibly powerful. It's not making my field do more damage. It's not making my field perform a lot better. It's just making my field able to survive longer in terms of, I guess, giving me time to kill enemy heroes or dragon before I would lose or I would win or stuff like that. But yeah, that is what I kind of wanted to show, that in some cases, the backline dragon might still be usable, but it's not, again, gonna make your field very powerful. Frontline dragons make fields very powerful, so we have to work towards frontline dragons. The backline one is only there if you really have the good features, the breakthroughs, or some of them. Heroes being very strong is gonna make your field at the very least able to perform around average, maybe a little bit above average, but it's not gonna make your field very, very powerful. So this is just a temporary thing until you are able to achieve the Frontline Dragon, the one that is able to survive, like this one. So that is what I kind of wanted to show. I'm not sure how far or how long I'm gonna use it, but probably until the end of this season. I mean, the way it looks now, likely I'm gonna reach 4,500 in this, I guess, dual tower session, because I was pretty close to 4,400 even with this one, because my dragon is not being deleted in 5 seconds anymore because he's behind everybody. But we're gonna see. We're gonna have to see. So yeah, that is what I am kind of doing. Do let me know in the comments down below whether or not you like the video or learned something new or had fun from my, I guess, stupidity on destroying, I guess, an almost perfect PvP dragon, apart from, not having the specific abilities to make it survive. But yeah, that is what happened. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. As well as if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that. In return, I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of events, PvP formations, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really, really appreciate it for your subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.